The French Revolution sent shockwaves across Europe, shaking the very foundations of the old monarchies and aristocracies. The old order crumbled, and from the chaos emerged a young, ambitious general named Napoleon Bonaparte. His early victories, such as at the Battle of Toulon, showcased his military prowess and strategic brilliance. Napoleon's rise to power marked a turning point in European history. His leadership and vision transformed the French military into a formidable force capable of challenging the great powers of Europe. It ignited a fierce rivalry with Great Britain, a rivalry that would be settled on the high seas. The British Royal Navy, renowned for its dominance, now faced a new and unpredictable adversary. This rivalry was deeply rooted in history, with both nations vying for supremacy in Europe and beyond. Their naval battles would become legendary, shaping the course of history. Both nations had clashed in numerous wars, each conflict leaving a lasting impact on their respective societies and military strategies. The stakes were high, with global dominance hanging in the balance. The outcome of their rivalry would determine the future of European and colonial territories around the world. The French Revolution had ignited republican fervor across Europe, threatening the established monarchies. Revolutionary ideas spread like wildfire, challenging the old order. Britain, a staunch defender of the old order, found itself increasingly at odds with revolutionary France. The British government mobilized its resources to counter the French threat. The execution of Louis XVI in 1793 sealed the fate of Anglo-French relations, plunging the two nations into open warfare. The guillotine became a symbol of the revolution's radicalism. Napoleon's ascent to first consul in 1799 further exacerbated tensions. His consolidation of power marked the beginning of a new era in French politics and military strategy. His ambition knew no bounds, and his military genius threatened to overrun the whole of Europe. Napoleon's campaigns would leave an indelible mark on the continent, reshaping borders and alliances. For centuries, control of the seas was paramount to a nation's strength. The vast oceans were the battlegrounds where empires rose and fell, and naval power was the ultimate measure of a nation's might. Great Britain, an island nation, relied heavily on its navy for trade, defense, and projection of power. The British Isles, surrounded by water, necessitated a formidable naval presence to safeguard its interests and maintain its global influence. The Royal Navy was the bedrock of British strength. It was not just a military force, but a symbol of national pride and technological advancement, representing the pinnacle of maritime prowess. Its ships and sailors were the envy of the world. The rigorous training and discipline of the Royal Navy's crew set them apart, making them a formidable force on the high seas. France, with its own proud naval tradition, sought to challenge British dominance. The rivalry between these two great powers often played out on the open waters, where naval engagements determined the fate of nations. The French Navy boasted powerful warships and skilled commanders. Their strategic maneuvers and innovative tactics posed a significant threat to British naval supremacy. Control of the seas meant control of trade routes, access to resources, and the ability to project military force across the globe. Dominance at sea allowed nations to expand their empires, secure wealth, and influence international affairs. For Britain, naval supremacy was not just a matter of prestige, it was a matter of survival. The island's economy and security were intrinsically linked to its ability to control the seas and protect its maritime interests. The English Channel, a narrow stretch of water separating Britain from mainland Europe, was both a lifeline and a potential invasion route. Its strategic importance could not be overstated, as it was the gateway to the British Isles. The Royal Navy's control of the Channel was crucial for ensuring Britain's security and preventing a French invasion. Maintaining dominance over this vital waterway was essential for the nation's defense and its continued prosperity. In the annals of naval history, few names resonate with such power as that of Horatio Nelson. A brilliant tactician and charismatic leader, Nelson embodied the spirit of the Royal Navy. From a young age, he displayed an aptitude for naval warfare. Rising through the ranks, he secured key victories for Britain. Nelson's courage and determination were legendary. He was known for his aggressive tactics, often leading from the front and inspiring his men with his own bravery. However, Nelson's genius lay not just in his courage, but in his strategic brilliance. He understood the importance of initiative and decisive action. often breaking from traditional naval tactics to achieve victory. His victories at the Nile and Copenhagen cemented his reputation as a naval genius. As Napoleon's ambitions grew, so did the opposition to his rule. European powers, alarmed by French expansion, formed the Third Coalition to challenge Napoleon's dominance. The coalition consisted of Britain, Austria, Russia, and other nations determined to curb French aggression. The coalition's formation set the stage for a renewed struggle for European dominance. The Third Coalition represented a united front against Napoleon's growing power. Each member had its motivations for joining, but all shared a common goal to contain French expansion and restore the balance of power in Europe. Britain, with its powerful navy, played a crucial role in the coalition, providing financial aid and naval support to its allies. Section 5. Villeneuve's Gambit, a desperate gamble for naval glory. Facing the might of the Royal Navy, Napoleon needed to secure control of the English Channel for any invasion of Britain to succeed. He entrusted this crucial task to Admiral Villeneuve, a skilled but cautious commander. Villeneuve, facing immense pressure, devised a daring plan. His strategy involved luring the British fleet away from the Channel. This would allow Napoleon's invasion force to cross unopposed. Villeneuve's plan was a gamble, a desperate attempt to outmaneuver the superior British fleet. He knew that a direct confrontation with Nelson would likely end in defeat. His strategy relied on deception, timing, and a bit of luck. The fate of France, and indeed of Napoleon's empire, rested on Villeneuve's shoulders. Section 6. The Atlantic Chase, a game of cat and mouse. The hunt was on. Villeneuve, seeking to evade Nelson's watchful eye, embarked on a transatlantic voyage. He aimed to draw the British fleet away from European waters, giving Napoleon's invasion force a chance to cross the Channel. Nelson, anticipating Villeneuve's intentions, pursued the French fleet across the vast expanse of the Atlantic. The chase was a test of endurance, seamanship, and strategic cunning. Both fleets battled harsh weather conditions and the constant threat of enemy action. Nelson's relentless pursuit of Villeneuve highlighted his determination to bring the French fleet to battle and prevent a French invasion of Britain. Section 7. Clash of Titans, the Battle of Cape Finisterre. Before the fateful clash at Trafalgar, a crucial naval encounter took place off the coast of Spain, the Battle of Cape Finisterre. Villeneuve's fleet, returning from the West Indies, encountered a British fleet under the command of Admiral Calder. The ensuing battle, though indecisive in its outcome, had significant implications for the upcoming confrontation at Trafalgar. The Battle of Cape Finisterre, though not a decisive victory for either side, proved to be a strategic setback for Villeneuve. It forced him to abandon his plans to join forces with the Spanish fleet and sail for the English Channel. The battle also highlighted the tactical skills of both commanders, setting the stage for the epic clash that would unfold at Trafalgar. Section 8. Nelson's masterstroke, the Trafalgar Strategy. Nelson, anticipating a major confrontation with the combined Franco-Spanish fleet, devised a daring plan for battle. His strategy, a departure from traditional naval tactics, aimed to break the enemy line and bring about a decisive victory. Nelson's plan was risky but had the potential to deliver a crushing blow to the enemy fleet. Nelson's plan involved dividing his fleet into two columns and sailing directly into the enemy line. This maneuver would allow the British to concentrate their firepower on the enemy's vanguard and center, breaking their formation and throwing them into confusion. Nelson's plan was a calculated risk, but one that played to the strengths of his ships and the skill of his captains. Section 9. A Nation's Fate, the Battle of Trafalgar and its Aftermath. On the morning of October 21st, 1805, off the Cape of Trafalgar, the two fleets clashed. The British Royal Navy, under the command of Admiral Horatio Nelson, faced the combined fleets of France and Spain. The stakes were incredibly high, as the outcome of this battle would determine the future of European naval power. The Battle of Trafalgar was a brutal and decisive engagement. Cannon fire roared across the seas, and the air was thick with smoke and chaos. Ships were locked in fierce combat, with neither side willing to give an inch. Nelson's tactical genius was on full display. He employed unconventional strategies such as breaking the enemy line, which caught the Franco-Spanish fleet off guard and led to their eventual downfall. The British fleet, despite being outnumbered, emerged victorious. Their superior tactics and unyielding spirit turned the tide of the battle in their favor. The Franco-Spanish fleet suffered a crushing defeat, losing numerous ships and thousands of men. The sea was littered with the wreckage of what was once a formidable armada. The victory at Trafalgar secured British naval dominance for a century. It ensured that the Royal Navy would rule the waves, protecting the British Isles and their global interests. It shattered Napoleon's naval ambitions and effectively ended any threat of a French invasion of Britain. The defeat forced Napoleon to abandon his plans for maritime supremacy. However, the victory came at a cost. The battle left many wounded and the ships heavily damaged. The human toll was immense, with countless sailors paying the ultimate price. Admiral Nelson, the hero of the hour, was fatally wounded during the battle. His leadership and bravery were instrumental in securing the victory, but he did not live to see the triumph he had orchestrated. His death, while a cause for national mourning, only served to elevate him to the status of a legend. Nelson became a symbol of British resilience and naval prowess. Nelson's legacy lived on, inspiring generations of British sailors. His tactics and leadership principles are still studied in naval academies around the world. The Battle of Trafalgar remains a pivotal moment in naval history. It not only shaped the course of the Napoleonic Wars, but also cemented Britain's status as the world's preeminent naval power.